What's up, everybody? I'm Abby13. Look, you're looking at Real City. I just absolutely took the SimCity music to play. So we have the game running. This is the live game. Our image is stretched, which is not exactly correct, but it's we're playing in a widescreen format, and so we have the animated thing. Press enter to start, and all this stuff. Real City is beautiful. It's not animated. But it's a clarified picture here of what I was kind of putting together. I quite like this, although I'm not quite sure if it's exactly. Maybe I wanted to show a little bit more of the sides. But anyway, even though we're referencing the San Francisco Bridge, I don't know. It's just a suspension bridge. I don't know. I mean, it just looks nice. The red contrasting the blue and everything in the scene. I was debating. I wanted to maybe change the color and all this kind of stuff. But anyway, not to overly talk about the intro screen. Real City is a SimCity style game. Um, let's go ahead and get in here. Now, there's a lot of stuff that's changing and will change. But I want to just show you. Now our music is just playing on loop. That's all the music so far. We just put in the assets and stuff. So the game is working and running. Let's go ahead and press enter. We get to our new city screen. We see our generated terrain over here. Big difference is that we have dirt. So we have grassy area, dirt, and forested area and water. Let's see. Let's call this Real City 1. Okay? Real City. Let's put 1. Okay, like to make it look a little nicer in text. All right? So we can generate new maps and all that stuff, but we're just going to hop into some of this blank space and see what we can do. Let's start our city. So we actually have a saving and loading system. Right away, you see our new ticker system, critical no power plant, and of course there's no power plant. So whenever a game starts, it's always jarring because here's your money, here's your date, and you need to do something. And of course, it's hinting at, please buy a power supply, right? Please buy a power plant because it's like, you want to do something. And if you start building without a power plant, it says citizens demand more housing. Of course they do. There are no houses. So this is natural. Okay, so we look around. We can see we've made a great many adjustments. But some of what we're working on is the texturing. That's all procedurally generated. Although I have some ideas on improving and stuff like that. This gives you an idea about what we're looking at. Now, interestingly, scale is deceptive. So when we lay down a residential zone, let's go ahead and do that. Boom. That's the size of our building. Okay? So we can see. Now let's lay down a power plant. We want that coal power plant. Just put it up there for pollution's sake, yeah? Boom. Lay down the coal power plant, CP. So now you can see. Oh, I noticed a bug. When it goes off screen, it gets blacked out. So I just found a little bug. So now, of course, we're going to connect our power line. That's what we want to do. I have a little bit too much sound going on when you're building and stuff like that. So there are sounds when you do take actions. We can see that. I click around the menu and all kinds of stuff. We do have our supply, the meter for what demand is in play. Right now, industrial and residential is highly demanded. We do have game speed control functioning. We can go all the way up to 10x speed and drop down to 1x speed. We do see our Real City 1, the date is reflected correctly. Our funds is... So we actually have mechanics for what's going on with the simulation and stuff. Let's go ahead and lay down some strips. Okay. Undo that one. We have autosave. So as I was saying, there's saving and there's loading. I've already tested that. But we're laying down some residential and we're going to lay down some roads. So this is actually our new system. Okay. This is a new road system. You can see that. And we have an automatic understanding that there's a road there and the road is touching the building. If we place some random road over here, actually, if we just place individual road, there's an understanding. It starts out blank. Then when I put one to the bottom, it actually went ahead and put the line according to where you're building the road. So we have an understanding in the mechanics of how this is being built. We go ahead and create an intersection type thing where it turns. So I'm going to adjust and fix that up. Anyway, that's just visual stuff, but there's a reason to all this, right? So as I build my road and stuff, let's go ahead and let's try laying down some power line. And so we have a bug because our power line is not able to go over roads with the current system. So this is a system that I did try to implement and it is not executed. So there is a missing thing there. But we do have the ability to create unique power lines of all kinds of interesting configs, as you can see. Sorry for all the sound duplication, but you can actually put nodes down and then you can connect them like so. And of course you can undo, you can destroy stuff. Let's do away with some of this. Pretty cool. Let's do away with some road. Test it out. Boom, boom, boom. And we do see the undoing of the road. The lines and everything. All right, so this is looking good. We need to correctly implement our population system as we have power, roads, and residential. Unless there's some trick to it. Let's go ahead and lay down a couple things, okay? And that automatically connected, which is beautiful. Let's just go ahead and do our power grid. Let's see. Let's throw one down here for funsies. Okay. So, so we have our little city and we're meeting the demand. So in theory, we should have population growing and 100% happy. It's pretty optimistic. So I think that we need to continue the simulation in terms of how the city works. But the good thing is that we have more implementation. And so as your city grows in population, we will unlock the full suite of buildings. If you previewed the last video that I made, you'll see that we have a full suite of buildings that we can possibly build. Right now, we're encouraging the user to build with coal, using parks, potentially roads, and you have your 3 zones. You got to grow something and grow into something. So right now, it just makes sense to plan out your city, and that includes, we use a bulldozer. If we look here, we see a lot of forested area. We can't actually build on forest. When we try to build on forest, we are denied. You can build on the grass. So, we allow the bulldozing of forest to clear the space. So that's a nice little feature. So now we're getting in depth with what you can do and what you need to do. You certainly can't build over this forest. This forest is sort of your enemy because you need to clear it out of the way of sort. So this gives the depth to the game. That's pretty much it. The saving and loading was a good feature to mention. You know, we have our menus functioning and everything like that. We have a few more things to note. But let's go over to our water. We can see we have a water animation happening. One thing that is not representative is when we speed up time, we don't see the water speed change. Although the water effect is pretty beautiful in terms of how it looks, I don't really like these horizontal lines. So we'll try to fix that up. We don't really want that to show, but I do like that it appears animated, which is nice. So that's pretty much a big showing. Thanks for sitting through that. A lot of stuff to show since our update. We're trying to make it cohesive. So what I'm trying to do is have a proper sim platform here, mechanics running while we improve it visually, while we improve it in audio fashion. As you can hear, we have sound effects and music, so we're improving, we're elevating the entire game and testing and making sure everything is working. And our ticker is active, so the mayor, that's you, is being told about events and what to do and what should, you know, that kind of thing. We don't have an advisor in the game. I think that is, to me, that it's a fun must. Got to have an advisor in the game, so we have something to build. And yeah, we want to get this population thing working. This is very important so that we can actually have a city to grow. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll cut it right there.